Hello, we are on Module 6, Lesson 5. Today I have circled the numbers that you're going to have to complete for your homework, but you can go ahead and try all of them if you'd like, and I will look through them and let you know how you did if you'd like to go for that extra challenge. Okay, a few things I want to get across to you first are knowing the difference between parallel and perpendicular, okay? So parallel means that the lines go right down and they will never cross each other. Okay, it's like a railroad track. Think about it like that. If you're parallel, they'll never run into each other. It doesn't matter what direction you go. I can be vertical like I had here. I could be horizontal. I could be on an angle. Either way, as long as you see these lines and it going in the same direction so that they'll never cross each other, that is parallel. If you want perpendicular, remember, whoops, it goes, you got down, and it kind of makes like a T if you really think about it. You could, or an L. This is perpendicular. They will run into each other. Think about this as a street. When you come to a stop sign, someone's going this way, someone's coming this way. So perpendicular means that they will run into each other at some point. Okay, so these are parallel. This is perpendicular. For part A, it says use a straight edge to construct a line that goes through points A and B. First, we have to find where A and B are on our chart here, our coordinate plane. So I see A and B. We need to use a straight edge, or just you can draw your straight line if you'd like, and you're going to show how the line goes through A and B. Would it go through A and B this way, or would I draw the line this way? Which way would I draw the line to have it go through both A and B? One straight edge line. Once you make that line, you label that G. For part B, it says line G is parallel to what axis? So whether you drew the line this way or this way, you need to see and then figure out. Now remember, this over here is your x-axis, and this over here is your y-axis. So x runs this way, y runs this way. So if my line was going this way, it would be parallel to which line? Parallel to y, good. If my line is running this way, it's parallel to which line? X. So pay attention to that. And then it says, and is perpendicular to the blank axis, meaning that it would run into it. So remember, these are parallel lines. This is perpendicular. Use those to help you with part A and B. Moving on to C. It says draw two or more points on line G. Name them C and D. This is totally up to you. When you've drawn your line for G, you can have any point on there that you would label C and D. So there can be multiple answers. It's not restricted to just one answer. You can have several different spots on that line that would be on line G, okay? So keep that in mind that I'm going to be checking just to see which coordinate, or drawing 2 points that would just fall on that line. And then part D, give the coordinates of each point below. So A, we need to give the x and the y. Remember, coordinates are x and y. Oops, I did a 9 there. Hang on, sorry guys. X and y. So you need to go across and then up to find your numbers. So first you keep going until you find A and you stop. What number would this be? We have to look at the numbers, the amount of lines we have and the numbers we have at the bottom already. It goes 0 to 5. How many lines are in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we're just counting by whole numbers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All whole numbers. Same thing's going to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So they're all going by whole numbers. This one is not going to be difficult. It's not going to trick you with any fractional amounts. So A is just going over to here. What number is this? We said it was 4. So 4 is our X. And then how many do we have to go up to get our Y? You're going to do the same thing for B. And then also wherever you put your dots for C and D, you're going to give those coordinates. So everybody might have a different X and Y for C and D, depending on where you put that on the line. All right, moving on to number 2. You're plotting the following points on the coordinate plane to the right here. You have to first plot all 4 of these coordinates. So H, I, J, and K, you can see they already pretty much labeled out every single spot. It's just missing in the middle here. So you have to figure out, what does this represent? If this is half, what's half of half? Because it's between 0 and 1, and there's 1 marking here. So what is half of half? Well, think about it. All you need to do is double your denominator. Half of half is 1/4. So that line is 1/4. We're actually counting by 1/4. Okay, so this is half. And then what's between half and 1? Well, basically you can call this 1/4, and then 1/2 can actually be 2/4. So what would this one be? 3/4. Oops, let me move this over a little bit. This one would technically be like a 3/4 here. There we go. And you're going to keep counting like that. This would be 1, and then 1 and 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 and 3/4, 2. So you'll keep going up that same way. You need to find X and then Y for H. So remember, we go over and then up. So we need to find 3/4, which is here. And then we need to go up to 3. So we're going to keep going up, up, up. And that's all the way at the top here. And look at right here is where we're going to have to mark our letter H. So we can do a little dot here. So 3/4 and 3. I'm going to make a little dot there. And then I can go ahead and say that that is H. I just gave you the first part. Now you need to do the same. Remember, going over and then up to find these coordinates. And then it says for A, use a straight edge to draw a line to connect these points. So all of these points you're going to need to use like a ruler, or just connect them obviously on here using that the shapes and then choosing the straight line. You're going to go ahead and, so once again, shapes over off to the left side in Cami, and then when you go down, there's an insert line option already. So you can go ahead and just use that, and once that's right over here. So you'll go to shapes, go to the insert line, and that will allow you to just make it a nice straight line, nice and easy for you. You don't even have to worry about being all smooth with your hand. Alrighty. Then once you draw that line, you just need to label that line as F. That will be labeled F. That's a cursive F if you're not sure. And then it says, in line F, X equals what for all values of Y? So X is all of these are going to fall on what number? If you look at X, you can just look in your parentheses here. All of the X's equal what? It's pretty simple to see. X comes first, then Y comes second. And the last one, C, it says circle the correct word. It says line F is either parallel or perpendicular to the x-axis. So wherever you draw line F, is it going parallel, meaning it's not going to run into each other? Or is it perpendicular, meaning that it's going to cut through the x-axis? Here's X. So that means if the line goes this way, it's parallel to x. But if the line goes this way, it's perpendicular to x. All right. Any questions, feel free to email me, guys. Have a great day.